Hello there, mates. It is Saturday, September 9th. There we go, 2023. I had my dates a little confused for a second. So I'm not going to quite reveal where I'm at as of yet. But the premise of the video is to cover a particular tree that I haven't seen for quite a while, so here's an opportunity to do so. Here we've got something known as the Ginkgo biloba. Now, what makes this tree in particular special is the fact that it is the only species of ginkgo that still exists in this modern age. All the other species have now become extinct at this point. Now, granted, this particular tree is not originally native to North America. Rather, it was originally from parts of China. And it was highly studied in the Chongqing province. That's one of the sections where it's still found. So even though it is a non-native, it can still adapt to being here in particular. It's not invasive by any means. It's able to coexist. But what makes it different from some of our other temperate trees is the fact that its history goes back to the Permian period. You figure the Permian period was roughly 300 to 250 million years ago. So that's quite some time. I mean, that was probably just before the dinosaurs started making their way. And essentially this tree existed during their time. So in essence, seeing this particular type of tree is like looking at a living fossil in and of itself. The leaves in particular, they also have a distinctive shape. They're more of a fan-looking leaf. And for another, the arrangement is quite unique too. If you look, it has a whorled arrangement, W-H-O-R-L-E-D. That means basically, it kind of reminds you of looking at a star, in a sense. All the stems of the leaves start roughly at the same point. They're not alternating by any means. Now, typically, given that we are approaching the fall, that is usually when some of their, that's usually when they release their seeds. The seeds would be ready. I think in this case, given that I am not seeing the fruit, or I shouldn't say the fruit, but the nuts, the ginkgo nuts, this is most likely a male. They are dioecious, which means there's a male and a female tree. And they are known to be as gymnosperms. So basically they produce, well, gymnosperms from Latin basically means naked seeds. Another great example of gymnosperms include our pines. So there's really, their next seeds, they don't have a fleshy fruit that necessarily surrounds the seed. However though, with ginkgo, I wish we could see an example, but with a female, there is one little outer covering that is called the sarcotesta. And that does have some fatty acid content and some different acids too. So the thing is, usually once they fall onto the ground and they rot, they do produce a very putrid odor. But in this case, with this one, we may not really have to worry about that. Just because, as I said before, this is a male tree. But yeah, good old ginkgo. It's been a minute since I've seen this type of tree. And for another two, they're very versatile in terms of what type of climate they can survive in. It is said that their range can be from 25 degrees north latitude clear up to 40 degrees north latitude. So they can survive basically in subtropical climate, temperate, and even bits and pieces of even tundra, where it's much colder. And it is said that historically, millions of years ago, when the climate setting was changing, not on a rapid pace like it is today, but back then it was much more gradual. It is said that this particular species of ginkgo was able to adapt to those changes, and that's why it is still existent to this day. So yes, even from trees, we can learn the concept of adaptability and resiliency too. So, alright you guys, take care, have a good one, and of course, Journey on a Journey is onwards. Take care folks, see ya.